Hey guys, welcome back to A Complicated Melody. I have some products to share with you guys from Aesthetics Beauty. I have a palette and two brushes. So I'll show you the brushes first. So I have what is called a wooden flat top brush, which is very similar to any flat kabuki brush. The smaller ones, like a dense, on a handle brush. And then your standard stippling brush, and they both retail for $15, which is very comparable to any major brand. For one brush, it's $15, not expensive. This is your standard stippling brush. Yeah, it is just your standard stippling brush. It is duo fiber, as you can see, and I use it for my blush. It's just a great brush because it's very soft and it's easy to apply powder products with a light hand. If you're concerned that a blush may be, very pigmented, and of course you don't want to look too clownish, using a stippling brush is just a helpful brush to use because it's soft and it doesn't pick up as much product, and it goes on much more softly, and you can build with a stippling brush. Stippling brushes are also great for foundation for the same reason. Very buildable, gives you that airbrush effect. This brush is also great for foundation. It's a little more dense, and it also can give you that airbrush effect as well. That's what I used it for when I tested it out to see how it how it felt. Both are very, very soft. I'm not sure what kind of hair this is, but it's very soft, very, very soft. But I actually I've washed it and cleaned it. I had no issues with the fibers, but today, to use this brush, I used it to wipe away the translucent powder that I had put under my eye to catch the fallout. So these are multi-purpose brushes. I don't think there's many rules to brushes. I feel like you use a brush for whatever you need it to be at that time. They're very versatile. So two great brushes from there. And then the palette that I have here is called the Santa Monica Girl, and it is a very colorful palette that comes with, I don't even know how many colors this is. Let's see, 1 2 3 times 4, it's 12, and each of them have 5. I can't do the math, but 12 times 5, yeah, that's a lot, times 2. So you got like 5 times 24, so over 100, like close to like a 120 palette, I would say. And you get a lot of colors. Now the only thing about this palette is that, and I will bring this in close so you can see it, is that all of them are very shimmery. And I don't think they're all glittery. I think there's some in here that are glittery that it fell in travel and stuff like that. Because all the ones that I use, like even for the look that I'm using now, didn't have really much glitter in it. Once I worked the brush in there and tapped it off, I didn't have any glitter. So I think that's just fallout glitter from some of the eyeshadows, but they're all shimmery. They are all shimmery, but they have a lot of colors, and they all seem to be pretty much like in their color family. Some of them, are a little, different. Like you have some grays and blues and greens and, blue and purple and like gold and browns and pinks and purples. And then there are some like this that have blue and pink, but for the most part, they're all kind of in their color families. So what I will say about this palette is that, yeah, you get a lot of colors. The colors, as you can see, are very, very pigmented. Not all of them are super pigmented. Some of the lighter colors are not as pigmented, but most of them are pretty pigmented. Did you see that? That's one of the greens. That's a very, very pigmented. This is the blue that's on my eye, and they are very soft. I will say that they are very, very soft. Let's pick up maybe this pink. So as you can see, the pink doesn't stand out, as much as the pink doesn't stand out as much as the blue and the green, but it's still very pigmented, to say the least. And the only other thing about this palette is these smaller ones. Like these triangles are easy to work with. The circles are easy to work with. The ones on the side, you need, a big brush, you'd have an issue with that. But other than that, yeah, this is a pretty cool palette. Let's pick up this purple so you can see the purple. This is a pretty purple. And most of these colors are bright colors, but you do get some kind of neutral colors, like this peachy gold and some browns and coppers that are very pretty. I mean, these are some really, really gorgeous colors. So if you're looking for a shimmery shadow, this is definitely that palette. It's more like a shimmer palette. If you're, you know, so it's not kind of one of those palettes that have like an all-in-one, like some 120 palettes have mattes and shimmeries and you know, satin colors, and you kind of get a mix. This is all shimmer, some glittery. I'm not a fan of glitter shadows just because of the fall. It's just hard to work with. You know how that goes. But I love the pigmentation. I mean, that blue is just so gorgeous. So that green is just standing out to me. I'm going to use that one next. And then you do also get, you know, neutral colors, that so you don't feel like you're getting a palette of all bright colors and no neutrals. You're kind of getting a mix of them. And yeah, so I really, really like this palette. It's really cool. It retails for $30. I got like prints on it from my hands. But it retails for $30, which isn't bad. Of course, most 120 palettes are in about the $30 range. So you're getting a lot of eyeshadows. So, I mean, you're paying pennies on the dollar, basically, per eyeshadow. So it's not a whole lot, and so it makes it such a good deal. And this is definitely a palette that I hadn't seen before, like some of the 120 palettes. There are a lot of brands that have 120 palettes or 88 palettes, and this company also has those. So I was really glad that they sent me this one and not something that I may have already had. But yeah, so this is really cool, and it does look cool. It kind of looks like a church window, kind of like stained glass. That's what kind of reminds me of. But I was really, you know, impressed with this palette. It's a really nice palette. So if you're interested, of course, I will have the information on where you can get it in the info box below the website. But what I also have is a really cool announcement, because on September 17th in New York, they're going to have this big makeup sale. They're going to have like makeup tips, and they're going to be doing giveaways and skincare testing, like, so you could test all this stuff out. It's in New York, and if you go and you use my username, A Complicated Melody, you'll get an additional discount. So of course I'll put all the information down below. It's September 17th in New York. If you're in the New York area and you want to check this out, they're going to have discounted items, makeup and brushes and stuff for like 30 to 50% off. So you may want to go and kind of haul some things and see what you can get if you're in the New York area. Unfortunately, I'm not. I wish I was, but I'm not in the New York area, so I won't be there. But because you're subbed to my channel, or you're watching this video, and I hope you're subbed, you can just tell them a complicated melody at checkout, and bam, you get an additional discount. But all the details, again, will be in the box below, also on the website, and all that good information. So if you have any other questions about, you know, the products that I showed you, of course, just let me know. And if you want to see how to get this look, there is a tutorial, either be before or after this. And yeah, so thanks again for watching, you guys. I'll see you guys in the next video.